All right, welcome to my 7.2 lesson video, which will be on March 25th. So the check-in question for today is, what are you grateful for? First thing, we are going to review how you did on yesterday's homework assignment. So find somebody to discuss your answers that you wrote down on your paper and then submit it into bigideasmath.com. Those were the answers that we would have submitted when you did it online. Quick review of how students did on chapter checkpoint 7.1 that we did yesterday in class. All right, today is lesson 7.2, solving equations using addition and subtraction. And the target we are hitting is, I can solve an equation by using the inverse operation in the expression. Vocabulary words for today is solution, and it is a value that makes the equation true. And then inverse operations are operations that undo each other. So in math class, operations that undo each other would be addition and subtraction, and then of course multiplication and division. So first question is, if I put this value in here for x, are both sides of my equation going to be equal? So if I put 3 in here, 3 plus 3 equals 6, does that equal with 7? And of course that answer would be no. So once again, 3 plus 3, does that equal 7? And the answer is no. If I put 4 in for x, does 4 plus 3 equal 7? And then, of course, is yes. Sorry about that. We had a little interruption. Yes, that would be equal. And then I can check 5. Does 5 plus 3 equal 7? And that would be a no. So x equals 4 is the solution of the equation x plus 3 equals 7. So please pause the video and do these ones on your own. And what you want to do is tell whether the given value is the solution of the equation. So I'm going to take this value here, 9. I'm going to put it in here for a and see if 9 plus 6 equals 17. If it does, then yes. If it does not, then write no for each of those. All right, to check, when I substitute 9 in here for a, 9 plus 6 does equal 17, so that one would be a yes. When I substitute 3 in here for g, 9 minus 3 does not equal 5, that equals 6, so that would be a no. When I substitute 5 in here for n, 7 times 5 does equal 35, so that would be a yes. And then 14 substituted in there for q, that does not equal 28, that equals 7, so that would be a no. All right, the key idea that we're going to work on today is the addition property of equality. And what the addition property of equality says is that if you add the same number to each side of the equation, the two sides will remain equal. So just looking at it with numbers, if I add 5 to both sides, those numbers are still going to be equal to each other. Well, when we look at it with an algebra problem, if I have x minusing 4 equal 5, and I add 4 to this side, and I add 4 to this side, then that equation is still going to be equal. And the same thing is true for subtraction. If I subtract the same number from each side of the equation, the two sides will remain equal. So if we all agree 8 equals 8, if I subtract 5 from both sides, that is still going to be equaling 3. Well, with algebras, we'll use it more often. If I subtract 4 on both sides here, that equation is still going to be equal. In class, students will be watching a short video clip called One-Step Equations, Addition/Subtraction. If you want to search that on YouTube, you can, and then you will watch the same video that the students watched in class. All right, first task says, you have an unknown amount of M&Ms. You give 6 away to a friend. You count the remaining M&Ms and have 10. How many M&Ms did you start with? Well, that's what I'm going to choose as my variable, and I'm of course going to choose M. That's how many I started with. Now, what happened in the situation is I had M, I gave 6 away, so I subtracted 6, and that left me with 10. Well, now I want to figure out how many did I start with. So I go to the side with the variable on it. I'm subtracting 6, so what I want to do is add 6 to both sides. Then that's going to leave me with M, And that is going to mean that I had 16 M&Ms to start with. All right, you can pause the video and do those ones on your own. Now, you're going to notice that one thing that I do like to do with students is draw this little dividing line along the equal side, because that usually helps students to understand when I talk about doing the same thing to both sides. Sometimes they get confused by what both sides mean. So that's why I draw this little line there that lets them know that it's one side and then the other side is the other side. So what I do is I go to the side with a letter on it and I think, well, k minus 3. Well, the inverse of minusing 3 would be to add 3. And remember what I said about if you do it to one side, you got to do it to the other side. Then that's going to leave me with k equaling 4. And of course I can check that. 4 minus 3 does in fact equal 1, so I know I got it right. Again, going to the side with a letter on it, n minus 10 equals 4. Well, on this side with a letter on it, I'm subtracting 10, so that means I'm going to need to add 10 on both sides. That, of course, leaves me with n. 4 plus 10 is 14, and I can check that answer. Does 14 minus 10 equal 4? And yes, it does. All right, the last one kind of switched it around a little bit. R minus 6 is on the other side, but it still works the same way. To undo subtracting 6 from that unknown, I'm going to add 6 to both sides, remember? Well, 15 plus 6 is, of course, 21 equals R, and I can check that. Does 21 minus 6 equal 15? And yes, it does. All right, students in person will take a little brain break, but we will keep going. So you had some Cadbury egg chocolates in your pocket. Your friend gave you 4 more. When you counted them, you had 11 total chocolate eggs. How many did you have to start with? Well, I'm going to say E is how many I started with. Now, E is how many I started with. Then my friend gave me 4 more, which brought my total to 11. Now, I want to figure out how many did I start with. So just like before, I draw that dividing line there. I go to my side with a letter on it, and it says plus 4. So I am going to subtract 4 on both sides. Remember, both sides means both sides of that line that I drew. And then 11 minus 4 means that I started with 7. So if I check it, 7 added 4, yep, that gave me 11. So I started with 7 eggs. All right, you can pause the video and do those two on your own. To check them, I go to the side with the letter on it. I'm adding 2, so I'd have to subtract 2 on both sides. And of course, that leaves me with 7. So to check it, does 7 plus 2 equal 9? Yep, it does. Again, this one switched around a little bit, but I need to subtract 11 on both sides. That leaves me with 15. So then to check it, does 11 plus 15 equal 26? And yes, it does. All right, one more real-life application. It says your parents give you $20 to help you buy a new pair of the shoes shown. After you buy the shoes, you have $5.50 left. Write an equation that you can write and solve an equation to find how much money you had before your parents gave you the $20. So we're going to say my starting amount is S. And then your parents gave you $20, so I would add that to my 20. But then I bought a pair of shoes, and the shoes pictured there are $59.95, which then left me with $5.50 left over. Well, I have to figure out how much I started with. So first thing I'm going to do is draw my dividing line. I'm first going to go to the side of the letter, and I see plus 20 minus $59.95. Well, I'm going to start with adding $59.95 59.95 to both sides, so that I'm getting closer to getting the s by itself. It's still not by itself because I still have s plus 20, but at least I've gotten rid of the 59.95 by adding it to both sides. Then I still have this plus 20 here, so I'm going to subtract 20 on both sides. That's going to leave me with s by itself, which is what I wanted, and that's going to give me 45.45. So that means I had $45.45 before my parents gave me money and before I bought those shoes. It is time for practice work. Once again, practice work will be done in BigIdeasMath.com, but you have to do your practice work on paper first and then transfer your answers into BigIdeasMath.com. So first one, to get you started, I would draw my dividing line on my paper, and then I go to the side with the letter on it. It says y minus 7, so I would have to add 7 to both sides of my dividing line, which would leave me with y equals 10. That is the answer that I would put in there. Next one, again, draw my dividing line. It says r minus 14, so I'd have to add 14 to both sides. 8 plus 14 would, of course, give me 22, equaling r, and I can set that in online for r.